What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I have a pretty interesting video for you guys, and I'm going to be going through the most useful spells in each of the 4 spell books in Old School RuneScape. So the 4 spell books are the Ancients, the Lunar, the Normal Standard Spellbook, and the Arceus Spellbook. Let's get right into it. So basically, I'm going to go through each of the spell books and go through the list of their most useful spells along with the level that you need to cast them and basically what that would be useful for. So getting right into it, the first spell book I'm going to talk about is the Standard Spellbook, which every single old school player has when they start their account. This spellbook doesn't really have many useful spells. Of course, the teleports are very useful, but you can buy these off the Grand Exchange, the teleport tablet version, so the spells themselves aren't overly useful. At level 55, players unlock high level alchemy, and this is great money for Iron Man accounts. It also has some pretty good profit margins depending on the items for real old school RuneScape players. To work out the profitability from alchemy, you should go to the alchmate.com website. It shows you real-time profits on all of the items in the Grand Exchange. Now, high-level alchemy can get you up to about 70k XP per hour, and this is a pretty good option for training magic while saving a bit of money. Now, there's some other useful spells like the Enchant Jewelry spell, which can be very profitable, especially the Sapphire Jewelry, and other spells like Bones to Peaches are really useful on this spellbook, but you're also better off buying the tablet for that. At level 85, you unlock Teleblock, and this is the only really other useful spell that I think is in the Standard Spellbook, and it's useful for its PK factor, so it can just stop people from teleporting away, which basically gives you a really solid chance of killing them. Moving right along to the Ancient Spellbook, and this one needs the Desert Treasure quest. There is a few useful spells in this spellbook, and the first ones I'm going to talk about are the Blood spells, which require 56 magic, 68, 80, and 92 for each of the 4 types of blood spells. So basically, the blood spells heal you for 25% of whatever you hit. Despite it being very expensive, this is a really good option for things like the fight caves or killing bosses like Scorpia, where you're already using magic, and even for things like the Dagannoth Kings. The ice spells are also really useful for things like PKing, mainly to stop people from running, and secondly for Scorpia for freezing the minions. It also provides probably the highest XP rate for magic using the burst and barrage spells on the monkeys from the Monkey Madness 1 or Monkey Madness 2 caves, and you can get up to about 400k magic XP per hour and 100k hit points XP, which makes it probably the best hit points XP in the game. The other useful spells on the Ancient Spellbook are the Wilderness Teleports for things like Clue Scrolls and bossing, and the most useful of these is the Anakal Teleport for Callisto, Lava Dragons, the Chaos Elemental, and Scorpia. For these spells, you're much better off buying the tablet version of the spell to save your inventory spaces, since once you're in the wilderness, there is no chance of you going to a bank really quickly and getting a couple more pieces of food, since you're already super deep in the wildy. You need to be careful though. The Anakal Teleport, which teleports you to the Demonic Ruins, is actually a PK hotspot, so you should always be careful when you're doing that. That's pretty much it for the Ancient Spellbook. There's not a heap of useful spells, but by far one of the most useful spellbooks is the Lunar Spellbook, and that requires the Lunar Diplomacy quest. At level 63 magic, players unlock the NPC Contact spell. It saves a lot of time in the game and can be so useful for a variety of reasons. The first is you can talk to Duradel, which is the highest level Slayer Master giving the most points, and you can just basically talk to him as soon as you finish your previous task. Normally, it is pretty hard to get to Duradel. It takes quite a while to get there, so this spell really saves some time. The next is the Dark Mage, which you can talk to through the NPC Contact, and he repairs your runecrafting pouches for free. So this really saves time while you're training runecrafting, so you don't have to run all the way to him to repair your pouches. And even with the NPC contact spell, you can manage your Kingdom of Miscellanea by talking to Advisor Grimm, and this will save you a lot of time going there and having to do that manually. At level 76, you unlock the Spin Flax spell, which gives you 75k magic and crafting XP per hour, provided you get all your clicks right, and even gives you about 50 coins profit per cast, so about 50k GP per hour. Now, this is really good XP, because in total you're getting 150k XP per hour in 2 skills which usually cost a ton to level up, while you're making profit, so it's a win-win there. At level 78, you unlock the Tan Leather spell, but this one also needs the Hard Fremennik Diaries, and basically what it does is it tans 5 hides in your inventory at a time, meaning you can tan over 7,000 hides per hour. And if you're doing Black D-Hide, which is currently the most profitable, that equates to about 600k coins per hour and 120k magic XP per hour, which is insane. So at level 82, you unlock the Magic Imbue spell, and that can get you about 25k XP per hour, but the thing is, you can do it while you do other skills like agility, thieving, slayer, fishing, almost all the skills. You can basically do it every 13 seconds, and you only need the runes in your inventory. So doing this won't slow the XP rate down for those other skills, so really efficient players use this spell to level up their magic while they train all the other skills. But you need to note it costs you 40 mil from level 82 to 99 by doing Magic Imbue. Now the next spell is at level 94, and that is Vengeance. And not only is it good for PKing, which it is insanely good for PKing, but it is great for bosses which hit really high, like Callisto, Venenatus, and the Corporal Beast. It speeds up kills and can make trips so much longer by doing so, and it'll even make you get most of the drops, since the damage does count for you. The final spellbook I'm gonna talk about is the Arceus spellbook, and that requires 60% Arceus favor in the Kourend area. So as a whole, this spellbook has some really cool teleports, which you can actually buy as a tablet from the GE, so I'd recommend doing that, since you don't even need the spellbook to be able to use the tablets. The first teleport is the Barrows teleport, which teleports you literally outside Barrows, which is really good for people who want to make money at Barrows. The next is the Apatol teleport, and that takes you to the underground undead monkey area at Apatol, and this really saves time running there for chinning and bursting. And in my opinion, the biggest benefit from all spellbooks is from the Arceus spellbook, and that is the Reanimate spells. So with Reanimate, you can get from level 1 all the way to 99 prayer, costing only 10 mil with the Ensouled Unicorn, the Ensouled Bear Head, and the Ensouled Scorpion Head. Although the XP rates are quite a bit slower than the Gilded Altar, and you'll only get maybe up to about 100k XP per hour, which is still pretty fast. Basically what the Reanimated spell is you use the Ensouled Heads, which are, you can buy them from the Grand Exchange, and you use the spell on them, and it turns them into a reanimated version of the monster. And once you kill it, I think it has like 3 health, once you kill it, you get a heap of prayer XP. By doing Ensouled Dragon Heads, which only costs 100 mil from 1 to 99 prayer, saving you 50 mil if you were to do Dragon Bones, it will give you faster XP rates than Dragon Bones. So you save 50 mil and you get faster XP rates, which is like 1.5k per kill, which is insanely fast. But at this current stage, Ensouled Demon Heads are probably the best, since it costs about 60 mil to get to 99, and you'll get XP rates of up to 250k per hour. So 60 mil and 250k XP per hour for prayer is insanely good. I know this isn't exactly a prayer guide, and I sort of made it into one a bit at the end there, but if you do want to see a 1 to 99 prayer guide, I will be making that soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That's it for all the spells that I think are really useful in this game. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe if you want to see more daily old school content like this video. Thanks for watching.